Tennessee Titans necklace. This is my response to the Tennessee Titans losing to the Miami Dolphins 28-20. My prediction was obviously proven wrong because posted in multiple comment sections, including my predictions video, that the Tennessee Titans would win 28-20. Derrick Henry would have a great game running for 2 touchdowns, 145 yards. Mariota would throw 2 touchdowns and over 130 yards. Mariota he threw for 0 touchdowns. He didn't throw for over 130 yards. Derrick Henry was hugely contained. He didn't get close to running for 145 yards. Lewis was the wrecker. He was the Titans stud as far as the running backs going for NFL Week 1. He was effective since he scored, or I'll call right, multiple touchdowns. And okay, he didn't score multiple touchdowns, but I know he did score 1 touchdown, a running touchdown. The other touchdown was scored on an impressive kickoff return, special teams, the big play that the Titans needed. And so yeah, Derrick Henry, he had 0 touchdowns. He was hugely contained impressively by the Dolphins defense. Didn't get close to running for over 145 yards at all. And also the Tennessee Titans, they didn't win a good close game. They lost a decent or good, entertaining, ugly, close, the longest game in NFL history because it had multiple delays. Undeniably, the Dolphins outplayed the Titans in this ugly, entertaining, longest delayed NFL game. A ugly, entertaining, good, close game, and what was the longest NFL? It was the longest NFL game because of having multiple delays, and undeniably the Miami Dolphins outplayed them, and they did that by having more turnovers. They defended when they needed to defend, and that included very early in this game, they held the Titans to a field goal, and then again, the Titans had a great opportunity to score a touchdown, but on 4 attempts to get into the end zone, the Miami Dolphins were able to successfully keep them from entering or scoring a touchdown. So that gave the Dolphins huge momentum, because instead of the Titans going up to 10-0, they were still just leading 3-0, and 10-0 is a huge difference. 3-0 and 10-0 are 2 very different animals. Titans have that momentum, no doubt. Well, not no doubt, but more than likely, highly possible, they win this, what was a close game where they needed to score all the points they could with all the opportunities they had, and they didn't, because the Dolphins played better. Dolphins had 2 major backbreaker plays. They had big plays. They had that impressive throw touchdown, long throw by Tannehill, which put the Dolphins up 24-10, and then another big play that they also had, a impressive, no sweat, easy kickoff return for a touchdown. Again, that's another big play that the Titans ended up giving up, and also along with other opportunities that the Titans. Those are 2 reasons why the Titans lost, and then to go along, other reasons why the Titans lost is they had an opportunity to score a touchdown early in this game. They only scored a field goal. Okay, not an issue if they can score touchdowns for other drives. Again, they have another opportunity, a great opportunity to score a touchdown, and they don't, because 4 times they're held out of the end zone, and so held to 3-0. And they also had another opportunity, mostly a great opportunity to score a touchdown when when there was an interception in the end zone, but because the Titans defender had to turn around instead of just dash to the end zone, it gave the Dolphins enough time to catch up with him and tackle him. So again, that wasn't no doubt the Titans are going to score, but more than likely, if he's just able to dash to the end zone instead of turn around then start running, that highly possible that he's able to score that touchdown. And anytime the Titans actually got a turnover, and including the one, the long pass, and the Titans getting that midfield, they'd find a way to shoot themselves in the foot because they would turn the ball over, and then there was that turnover, and then the Dolphins return it a long distance into the red zone. And the Titans defense, they weren't able to defend when needed. They held the Dolphins to a field goal, making the deficit 10 late. So if they're able to defend when needed, then they would have an opportunity to tie the game at 7, but because they couldn't with it being late and holding the Dolphins to the field goal, they had to have score both a field goal and a touchdown. But again, the backbreakers, major points of why the Titans lost this game is they didn't score a touchdown when they needed it, 3-0. Not an issue if they were able to score it on their other possession where they drive deep, and then on 4 opportunities to score a touchdown, they don't. Again, that's a touchdown they should have scored, and it's possible, no doubt it's a different game entirely if they were able to get up 10-0, and they'd have a high amount of momentum that the Dolphins don't have. And not getting any points out of that, the end zone turnover, not getting any points out of the turnover at midfield, and also even with that damn penalty of no doubt bullcrap penalty on Walker, they still had at least. They still could have moved the ball and move the ball, maybe get a field goal or get in the end zone for a touchdown after the holding penalty on Walker that removed that big play, long run by Henry, which really pissed me off, mainly because I really thought the Titans again tied the game, but then I find out that there's a damn penalty. So in the style of the movie Any Given Sunday, which also is about a Miami pro football team, except it's the Miami Sharks, a fictional pro football team. It's same kind of play where the team gets the result that they need, except it's removed because of a holding penalty. Also, they didn't win the turnover battle because they also had they didn't win the turnover battle, and if you're not winning the turnover battle and you're getting outscored with touchdowns, which the Titans were, because the Dolphins, they had 3 touchdowns. They had 3 touchdowns. The Titans had 2 touchdowns, and Titans had 2 field goals. The Dolphins had 3 field goals. So when 50% of your 50% when you're getting outscored as far as touchdowns and field goals, because the losing team has 50% touchdowns and the other 50% field goals, and the other team has 60% touchdowns because the Miami Dolphins did score 3 touchdowns. One of them was special teams. The other was a short-range pass play. The other was a long-range pass play. The other team, the winning team, is scoring 3 touchdowns, which is 60% of their offense, along with 2 field goals, along with losing the turn. That's just a recipe for losing the game. When you can't score more touchdowns than the other team, when you can't win the turnover battle, and when also you're giving up 2 backbreaker big plays. The Titans fought valiantly. They did, because they were able to they still kept it a close game, and they were able to reduce the lead after with the big play of the special teams, but it wasn't enough because the defense wasn't able to defend when it needed. The offense wasn't able to score touchdowns, squandering its opportunities when needed. So this was a game where the Titans didn't play a full effective game as a team, and it showed on the scoreboard. Seems similar to what I saw for Tennessee, West Virginia. I mean, yeah, it was a close they actually kept it a close game, but it was the same issues, because if the defense wasn't letting them down, then the offense was letting them down. If the offense wasn't letting them down, then the defense wasn't letting them down. The Titans were, in this game, outplayed by the Dolphins. They made more big plays. They won the turnover battle. They undeniably were the better team, and it showed on the scoreboard, along with the fact that once the Dolphins took that lead of 10-3, the best the Titans could do was tie the game. They never were able to regain the lead after the Dolphins were leading 10-3. And no excuses. Undeniably, Miami Dolphins proved me wrong with the 27-20 win, and undeniably they outplayed the Titans, and they outplayed the Titans in a decent, entertaining, close, ugly game. And undeniably ugly, because when you have one team that turns the ball over and then immediately the next team that turns the ball over, it is undeniably ugly. And so taking away positives from this is the fact that it's only one game, and the Titans still have 15 other games left in the season. So I'm still optimistic that they can have a good or great season. Add in the fact that this team could have easily quit after that frustrating big play they gave up with it going up 24-10. They didn't quit and give up, even when it was obvious it was unlikely they were going to win, because the Dolphins were up 10, and it's really challenging to recover an onside kick. This team never quit. They were able to rally. They were able to tie the game, including at 10. They were able to reduce the lead to one possession after the big play. After the Dolphins got that big play with the long pass, the Titans were able to get a big play needed with the special teams return for a touchdown, which was impressive and great. And they had an opportunity late to tie this game, but the defense wasn't able to defend when needed, and Miami Dolphins were able to eat up clock, move the ball, and kick a field goal. So close game where the Titans didn't execute. They didn't execute, and they had missed tackles. They didn't play their best, and clearly it showed on the field. But I'm still confident these are mistakes they can correct, along with, even though Delaney Walker's out for the season, the Titans have Smith and other guys for the quarterback to throw to in their arsenal. And so that's a noticeable loss, but I don't think it'll be a devastating, gigantic, colossal, catastrophic loss for the Titans. And also Mariota, his injury, it's not going to require surgery, and he's still able to walk. He's still able to move his hands, so he didn't need a stretcher to get off the field. So more than likely, he's going to be returning this season. More than likely just a minor injury, and he'll be returning this season. And also with the fact that the Texans, they didn't win. The Colts, they didn't win. And yeah, the Jaguars won, but it's not like the Titans lost so much ground, because the only team that won on Sunday in the AFC South for NFL Week 1 was the Jaguars. The Colts, they lost a close game with a gut punch defeat. The Texans, they were able to play valiantly, and keep it a close game versus the Patriots, but weren't able to contain the GOAT Brady when needed, along with play effectively enough to win a close game in New England. And same with the Titans, they were able to make it a close game, keep it a close game against the Dolphins, but they weren't able to play effectively enough to win. So even though the Titans lost, it's not like that describes 75% of the AFC South, so it's not like they lost a huge amount of ground on that division at all. Most amount of ground they lost is one game, and that's because the Jaguars won. That's it. And I really, as far as the whole thing with Mariota, since I am going to be seeing the Tennessee Titans play the Houston Texans this Sunday in Week 2 in Nashville, which will be their first home game in the Vrabel era, and it would also be their first home game using the second series Titans new uniforms. I'm really hoping with the Texans having their best being full strength, including having Watson, that the Titans also are full strength, even with are also full strength, including having Mariota, because I really do not want to see a Titans team not with the quarterback that gives their best chance to win playing the Texans, mainly because I had it in my mind before the season started that it would be Mariota playing Watson round 2, since obviously that couldn't happen last season for the second game since Watson got injured. And I really want to see round 2, which would be in Nashville, NFL week 2, with the Titans having their being at full strength with their best arsenal, which obviously would be Mariota, that gives the Titans the best chance to win. Otherwise, without Mariota, it's either going to be Gabbert that can't be effective, and that I don't have confidence in that going to be effective enough to win outside of being a game manager. And if it's a rookie quarterback, then that's a recipe for disaster, because even though it's at home, the Texans do have a defense that can easily make him make mistakes and force him to have to beat the Texans with his arm, and it's not likely that the Titans would. It's not likely with a rookie quarterback that the Titans rookie quarterback with his first start, even at home, would be able to succeed. So I'm really hoping Mariota, he is able to play Sunday versus the Texans. Otherwise, I'm going to be watching the Texans at full strength play the Titans mostly at full strength, but not at full strength, because they don't have the quarterback, Mariota, that gives them the best chance to win. Not saying they can't win, but it's a night and day difference of confidence with Mariota starting compared to Mariota not starting. So I'm really, really hoping that this minor injury, that it doesn't appear to be serious, Mariota is able to recover and play on Sunday, because I want to see the best of what the Texans and Titans have. I don't want to see the best of what the Texans have and mostly the best of what the Titans have. And kudos to the Dolphins. Kudos to the Dolphins and Dolphins fans, because Dolphins clearly proved me wrong with a 27-20 close, ugly, entertaining, good game win. And they were the underdog, and they were able to win by one more point in the spread, which, if I recall right, was 6 points favored. The Titans were favored by 6 points. And the reason why I didn't recap this, there is inside the house, there is currently a radio going on. There is also construction going on, including with a bathroom being remodeled. So was either go outside and have this kind of noise, or stay inside, not be able to hear me that well because of having a radio play along with construction in the background. So I chose the great outdoors and in front of a pool that is currently empty. Go Titans, play better versus the Texans and defeat the Texans, and please return Mariota for that game.